welcome to Hugo Girl. Talk about happy things, episode number 2.
Good stuff.
Yay.
We'll literally do anything but read Stand on Zanzibar.
I have finished it.
Damn, girl.
Gold star.
I am happy for you.
I am 25% through.
I'm at about 60, I think. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm going to say? This book is not for me, I think. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
I am not the target audience for this book.
But that is not on the list of things that is making me happy.
No, we're going to talk about things that make us happy.
Let's do it. Who wants to go first?
Have you found your 5th yet, Amy?
Yeah, I got my
Okay, good.
Her 5th one is like, where is it? It's right there.
Well, I'll just say that one now.
Yeah, do it.
I'll just lead off with that.
Do it.
As people probably know, the Hugos that were given out in Chengdu were delivered to America somewhat the worst for wear.
Mm-hmm. Despite the pool noodles.
Unknown if they were the worst for wear before they got shipped to the recipients, but who knows? Anyway, ours showed up the worst for wear. And Kevin, producer, editor extraordinaire,
Guy with a tool for everything.
guy with a tool for everything, has fixed our Hugos. And now I am looking across the room
Aw.
at my refurbished Hugo. It is intact. The panda is looking in the correct direction.
Mm-hmm.
The Stargate is on the base. It is looking cute. And that's making me pretty happy. And I can't wait to go to my house and put it on a shelf and mull over the fact that I won a major award.
Yay! They were fragile.
They were fragile. So yeah, that's number 1.
Thanks, Kevin.
A fixed up Hugo. Thanks, Kevin.
Woohoo.
Haley.
We are putting in a pool at Ash's house, and we desodded the 16 square foot circle yesterday, and we're gonna have a pool. I'm very excited.
When you said you were putting in your pool, I 100% thought it was a baby pool.
No, it's like an actual
Like a stock tank pool?
No, it's like a redneck above ground pool.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah,
above ground.
we had one
Yeah,
growing up, and we
crush
loved it.
A cold place to sit when it's 102 degrees.
Is it going to be in
Yeah.
direct sunlight?
It is, but we've planted banana trees.
Ooh.
And
We're going to need
we're gonna have a sky sail, and Ash likes a project. That's probably half of why we're doing this, and so she's putting a deck around it,
Amazing.
and
I'll come hang out there.
yeah, we're gonna have a pool party.
We can record from the pool.
Yeah, so having a pool is fun to think about and plan and order floats.
I know people are excited about an entire episode where we're just splashing.
Hugo to the pool, girl.
Splashing and giggling. That'll be it.
Okay, my first thing is this Instagram account that I discovered, that Instagram offered me because it really has my number. And it is by a comedian, and her name is Andy Marie Tillman.
yay.
Yeah, Haley likes her too. So she does like Appalachian character kind of little comedic skits. And my dad's family is from East Tennessee, Knoxville area. And I just never knew they were kind of people. Like
The hill people?
yeah. So, like, I called my grandfather Papa, and I never knew anyone else growing up who called a grandparent Papa. And I just always thought it was a weird thing. And then I'm just like scrolling along on Instagram, and I see this video, and the caption said something like, giving Papa a cat he doesn't want. And I was like, Papa? And I clicked on it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this like beautiful 32-year-old woman is in perfect character as my grandfather receiving a cat he doesn't want. And I was like, what is happening? And I obsessively watched all these videos, and I was just like, oh my God, this is my family.
Wow.
Like, they're a kind of people. And they had been in the suburbs of Atlanta for a long time. So that, washes some of it out. But the idioms, the accents, like, I cannot get over it. And there's this one skit that she does where she and I think it's her mom portray two ladies in an Appalachian beauty parlor. And they always start out, how you doing, hon? Well, I've been real good.
That is exactly right.
They're so funny. And the Papa thing, I can't get over it. And there's an aunt who reminds me so much of my Aunt Cindy, who's always my muse for my 80s Christmas party, where I pretend I'm Aunt Cindy and I go around with a cigarette in my mouth, talking in a very Southern accent. So anyway, I feel really seen by this, I almost said Canadian, by this comedian who is definitely not Canadian.
No.
And it's funny to finally find the Papas of the world and people who use foot far as an expletive.
And she had a crossover episode.
Can you use that in a sentence?
So it's like a mild expletive, like, or if you were surprised by something, you'd be like, well, foot far.
You ever hear shit fire in Savannah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So similar.
They would say shit far too, but I guess foot far is probably a milder version of it. But I never thought about it. It was just like being in, how is water wet? Like I didn't think about it until I was an adult. And then after I saw her video, so actually what her Papaw character says is hecky far, which I never heard. But the far was enough for me to Google foot far. And then I found this whole thread of people talking about their Appalachian grandparents saying foot far and foot and shit far. So anyway,
We decided that it's a mild oath.
Yeah. A mild.
So shit far is two.
I don't think that's a mild oath.
No, shit far is not. But
If you
I
have
think
one of
foot far
if you
is.
have one of the four major swear words, then
But foot far is not as bad as shit far.
yes.
So
Correct.
Well, foot
and then
far.
sometimes my grandmother would just say, "Oh, whale foot." That's my same grandmother who would make peanut butter fudge. Have I told you guys this about how you cook peanut butter fudge?
I mean, I know how you cook peanut butter fudge.
So she didn't use a candy thermometer or anything. She would say, "You cook it until it goes flap, flap, flap,"
Flap, flap, flap.
which is like. If you've made fudge on the stove, the steam builds up under the thick fudge, and
then
it
it
does,
goes
in fact,
flap, flap, flap.
fart out steam
Yeah.
and go flap, flap, flap. My mother ruined 1,000 pans trying to cook it to flap, flap, flap stage. So anyway, Appalachian comedy, making me very happy.
I wonder what a Savannah version of that would be. Well, hey, honey.
Yeah, it's funny because I was raised among nobody in my immediate family had a crazy Southern accent, but I can dip into one occasionally, but it's never my go-to.
I'll tell you what I want is my dad was born and raised in Orangeburg, South Carolina. And those people have the best accents I've ever heard in my life. And his example of this was always, we'd be eating and he'd go, how'd eat? And
Hattie?
it means, is your food good? How did
How did it eat?
How did it?
How eat? How did it eat? And we were going to eat just fine. And then we would like carry on eating our meal. I got a lot of where mama at.
Where mama?
How's your mom and them?
Yeah,
Your mom.
mom and them. I said Steven and them were coming to see me last weekend to somebody at work, and they were like, "What now?"
The other thing we would
Steven and them
we always used to say, no one ever said at home. It was always at the house.
at the house.
Around the house.
Are y'all at the house?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to head back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Never at home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned this a while ago, but the frequency and vigor with which I say maters and taters.
Maters.
Like, I don't even do it to be funny anymore, but I say actually like maters. And Ash is always like,
Did this start out as something ironic that then you just
Tomato?
adopted?
maybe, but like, that's just what my dad said.
Your
and my
dad
mom
said maters?
Yeah, and even though he's a Yankee, I think he adopted it as a joke, and I now take it as the truth.
I think I always heard just tomato.
Yeah, mater. No, it's
Yeah,
maters.
tomatoes. It was
Tomatoes.
always tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's also pimento cheese.
To pimenta.
I never heard of pimento cheese till I was an adult.
Oh, man.
My brother loved it. My mom always got a tub of pimento cheese
Yeah, pimento cheese.
from the Red and White down the street,
Mhm.
which is still there, bless. And I hated it, but now I love it.
It is so good.
I love
also
it now.
As long as it's not mayonnaise forward.
No, it's got to be cheese forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amy.
My next one is I have been going to church. By have been going to church, I mean I went twice in the last 2 weeks. But it's been kind of nice. Been around people who are trying to be sweet to each other, which is something
Aw.
I think the world needs a little bit right now. And I know a lot of people have complicated relationships with church, but
Is it
I've always
Episcopal, or?
it's Episcopal church, and I've always had I grew up in the church, and I've always had pretty good associations with church community. But the main thing I wanted to bring up today, church, great, yes. Today's Palm Sunday, and for those of you who do not know,
I once knew, but now I don't.
on Palm Sunday, you ponder Jesus' entry into Jerusalem.
So he's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet. Palm Sunday begins the week leading up to when he is crucified, and then rises from the dead. He's
So-
crucified on
Next Friday.
Good Friday. Yeah.
Where has he been before Jerusalem?
Good question. He was
Did he
in
live in Bethlehem?
Bethlehem.
Where
No,
he's born?
His hometown.
Yeah, his hometown.
I think that's right. He goes back to his hometown and then he goes to Jerusalem. I think that's right.
We always do this around Easter.
I'd have to
We're
look
like,
back.
what's Easter?
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's not straight from the 40 days with the devil, though.
No.
40 days with the devil.
Spends
You don't
40
know about
days and
that?
40 nights in the desert.
The
where he
devil's
gets
a little bit
tempted by
personal.
Satan.
Yeah, that's true.
Jesus?
Yeah. Oh, anyway, listen, we can do this another time. Anyway,
But hold on, first,
Sounds pretty cool. Why didn't I know this story?
Jesus is cool, man. I know a guy named Jesus. And
Years
They
ago,
don't tell us that story
man, there
at
was
the
so much,
Baptist
there was
church.
so much youth pastor energy today.
Jesus never met the
I haven't
devil
even
in
got
the
to my
Baptist
good thing
church.
yet.
years ago, we sat around a campfire, and
Jesus.
I, who was
Jesus.
raised completely secular and doesn't know much about, all I know about Easter is Easter Bunny. I tried to tell a story of the Easter.
This is the funniest shit I've ever heard
and it
in
was
my
so.
entire
I
life.
wish we had recorded
Haley retelling the story of Easter.
It was pre-podcast, and we were roasting peeps in the fire.
That's right.
My favorite part that I always remember is like they were like, "Well, how did he know when to get off the cross?" And I was like, "Until he proved his point that he was the Son of God."
So the actual good thing that I wanted to say. So Jesus riding into Jerusalem on a donkey. That's what he does. He rides into
Donkey.
Jerusalem on a donkey. The church that I was at today, I don't know if they couldn't get a donkey or if they just didn't think of it in time. But what they did was they followed the Peruvian tradition of having some llamas.
They're just more fun.
Amazing.
So there were llamas at church today.
That's
They were very soft and cute. They processed into the church.
Oh, in the church.
There were llamas in the church.
Did they have the poop bags on?
They did not poop. They were in very good behavior. I don't know if they were wearing poop bags.
This church
I don't
knows
think-
exactly how to get millennials.
I could see their little fuzzy pants.
Aw.
It was the cutest thing, and they had little teeth. They had a little underbite.
Yeah.
So they went through the church. They did a great job. After them, there were some
great job.
palm dancers. After that,
Palm dancers.
and then after that, the adolescent youths read a little performance interpretation of the Passion of the Christ, which we could get into another time. But that was what had the youth pastor energy. They were like, "Were you?"
And do you know who else?
They were like,
Did the palm dance
you
with llamas?
"Were you with our Lord on Golgotha?" I sure was. And they're like, it was a lot, but the llamas were amazing, and they made me very happy today. I got a photo with one of the llamas. I took a selfie with a llama, which can go on social media.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Golgotha Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
It's
Lord of the Rings.
it's actually it's a album by the band Baroness.
well, it means place of the skull,
I mean,
and that is where Jesus was crucified.
I think it could go either way.
Golgotha.
Well,
Golgotha.
everything that you're telling me today is pretty fucking metal.
It's metal. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
metal.
40 days in the desert with the devil.
I mean, Jesus
the
carried
place
his
of the skull.
own cross. that
Kevin
he
has
was
some
then
of these
nailed to.
records.
Listen, Jesus is metal. I know a guy named Jesus, and he's metal.
I also said that time I was like, if I was Jesus, I just wouldn't carry the cross. And they're like, no, you have to. He's proving a point.
What are they going to do? Kill you?
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Passion of the Christ, they're making a sequel.
There is what?
I don't know what it's about. I don't know what.
How
it
can
could
there be
possibly
a
Return
sequel?
of the King. It's called Return of the King.
Well, it's kind of like how when Amy enlightened us that last time. When it turns out when he comes back, he's like around for 2 weeks. He's been in a fortnight hanging
Spends
out.
quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
I
don't know what
the
no one
reading
does.
last week at church was Jesus was hanging out with Lazarus, and Lazarus is the other zombie in the Bible. Which I was like, that's too many. That's an invasion.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a zombie at that point yet. Jesus, just Lazarus.
Okay.
Anyway, but I think
This is a Bible podcast.
I'll move on now. But anyway, llamas, come for what did I say earlier?
Come for Jesus, stay for the llamas.
Yeah, stay for the two-toed ungulate.
Oh, that's what you said. The even-toed ungulates.
I got to see one of my favorites live on Friday night, St. Vincent, and she's always great. And my favorite part was, so a lot of bands, the guitar tech will bring you your guitar in between songs. It's got different tunings and stuff. St. Vincent's guitar tech was a lady wearing a unitard and high heels and pantyhose. So it's just like she just wanted a hot lady to bring her guitars. It was awesome. It was weird. Like she
I
wasn't wearing
appreciate that
pants.
she had that. Though.
Yeah, it was great.
Usually
'cause-
you get the dude with the t-shirt.
yeah,
and the-
it's almost always just like an old grizzled guitar tech. And
Yeah.
this was a hot guitar tech. It was nice.
I'm down.
What's up? Oh, that was funny.
Oh, were you there too? Kevin
Kevin-
and Haley attended the same show.
Kevin said the guitar tech was running away from St. Vincent. St. Vincent was running away from her hot lady. She was
Yeah.
too hot.
Well, that's mixed signals. Mixed signals.
Yeah, Saint Vincent's onstage performance is kind of weird. So, but good.
I'm glad you guys had fun.
When you texted about that, my first thought was that you went to something at St. Vincent's, which was my high school.
No, I didn't know. I was at Tabernacle.
Okay.
Cute. Kevin, I asked you this last time. I'll always give you an opportunity. Anything making you happy? Would you like my
Do
microphone?
you want to elaborate? Hey. He was like, yeah.
we went for a nice coffee walk this morning.
We did.
Walked to our neighborhood
Nice.
coffee shop, and
It's
it
a
was a
beautiful day
nice
today.
morning.
Mhm.
We went to get movies today. I always enjoy renting movies with you.
What'd you get?
This time we got Billy Wilder's The Apartment in 4K.
Oh, so cute.
And
Wait, the apartment with like Shirley MacLaine?
Yeah. When he uses the tennis racket as the strainer.
The strainer for the spaghetti.
Yeah, so
Oh,
good.
I love that movie.
and Baby Girl,
Is that the one with Nicole Kidman?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
also in 4K.
When was the last time you rented a movie that wasn't in 4K, Kevin?
That happens all the time.
Oh, okay.
They
Yeah.
don't have everything. In
They don't have anything. We got what did we? We just got
Kinds of kindness.
Kinds of Kindness on
I-
Blu-ray.
I drove by Videodrome. Videodrome is our local, still making it happen DVD rental store. And I drove by like 4 times this weekend. And every time I drove by it, I was like, why don't I go inside? And I could have gone inside at any one of those moments. And I never went inside. And now I'm determined to go inside.
Go inside.
I'm going to go get my membership back. I used to have one. Oh, yeah. You still owe money.
I still owe money from 10 years ago.
One of the last movies I rented, because Lori was busy trying to read Stand on Zanzibar, so I rented a couple things I
Like
just
it's
wanted
hard?
to watch.
I didn't read it.
And I rented The Elephant Man by David Lynch, which
Oh,
was the
yeah.
only David Lynch movie I had not seen. And it was very sad.
Yeah.
Even the happy bits, like,
Isn't that playing at the Plaza right now?
but it made me happy to have like completed all of my Lynch and to have seen a very good movie that like really emotionally affected me. Like even the day after I'd watched it, I was like tearing up a little bit thinking of John Merrick talking to the doctor and being like, "Oh, my good friend, you are."
Oh.
You're like,
I remember
So-
that moment.
yeah.
It's
So-
sad. Yeah.
And we got an unexpected bonus at work,
Hell yeah.
which I did not expect being a public defender,
Get
but
those dollar bills.
that's
Kevin.
Fulton County thing. So I put it toward a new watch.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good for you. Thanks for sharing your happy things. Because last time I said, does anything make you happy? And you're like, no.
No.
Okay. Haley got me 3 new Southern Living cookbooks.
Oh, that's right.
Last time we recorded.
From a library
Someone's
book sale.
gunning for best friend.
It was a library book sale in St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, amazing. So I have
I got a Frank Lloyd Wright book.
That's true.
So each year for the past 3 years, Kevin and I have had a Southern Living themed Christmas party. And you might say, why? Well, 3 years ago, I was at my neighbor Amanda's Little Free Library, and there was Christmas with Southern Living from 1987. And I thought, this looks silly. And I got it at a Little Free Library, and sure enough, it is silly. And I thought, what if we had a party built around this book? And so we dress in 80s Christmas, and everybody picks a recipe from the book and brings it, and it is just in God's hands whether it's going to be good or not. Results are mixed, and it's a lot of fun, and it's very silly. And so at the 1987 Christmas party, my friend Rachel brought me the 1988 Christmas with Southern Living, and thus a tradition was born.
Right.
And so now we've done 87, 88, 89, and now I have a smattering of the 90s.
Mhm.
I have a smattering of 2000s, and I have 1984. So I think we're going to jump back and do, is either 84 or 86. Jump back and do that.
I need to look back. My mom has a pretty extensive collection of Southern Living Christmas cookbooks or whatever they are. But I think it mostly spans the 90s.
Okay. The thing is, I do love finding them in the wild.
I don't need to give you one unless you need one.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Backup plan.
But yeah, so it's really fun, and I think people seem to enjoy it. And so Haley got me several from the 90s, and so now
Sick.
I've got more to add to my collection. And I am looking forward to getting to 1996 because I'm hoping people will still have Atlanta Olympics things to wear.
yeah.
Like if you've got a What's It pin
Yeah.
or a windbreaker.
I saw a treasure trove of What's It pins at a like one of those like indie like art stall shop here by local.
Okay, where? Do you know? Do you remember?
It wasn't recently. It was like a year and a half
Oh,
ago.
dang.
But I bet you I could find them again.
Well, if someone runs across those, I think they're worth having unless they're like $1 million or something.
no, it was like $1.
oh,
Yeah.
I wonder
Oh.
if my grandma still has any. I remember both of my grandmothers being like, this will be worth something one day.
I had a great sweatshirt.
I just
I had 2. I had one from the Savannah Regatta,
Mhm.
and I had one with What's It and the rings.
What a terrible mascot.
Are you kidding me? Iconic. Iconic.
There's no one else like him except for the little DNA Clippy from Jurassic Park. He kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
I see you're trying to build a DNA strand.
This can't go on the podcast. Or maybe it can. But
Ding!
the London Olympics had a mascot that looked like Lisa Simpson giving a blowjob.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That can go in the podcast. Why not?
Also, the Super Bowl had a logo.
Vagina.
It looked like the football looked like a vagina, and that was the funniest shit to me.
My friend Jamie's husband works in sports marketing, and I said it looked like a vagina, and now they couldn't unsee it.
Yeah.
And
How could they not?
Now she always sends me things that look like vaginas.
Yonic is the term.
Yonic!
At an old job I did, we had a brand redesign with a logo, and the guy didn't want to say vagina in front of like 12 VP, so it was just like, it's very yonic.
No one knew what that meant.
We knew.
You knew.
I mean, I think people didn't want to say vagina, but we all knew it looked like vagina.
Incredible.
This discussion reminds me that I need to get started on my cross-stitch Christmas sweatshirt, which I failed to make in time last year. This might
You
be the
do.
year.
You
This might
do.
be the year. Yeah.
All right, Amy, you're up. Dig deep. What are you happy about?
So, I went to New York recently for a work conference, and I went pretty hard on Tuesday night. Shut down some bars. Like, I didn't shut them down personally. I stayed until they closed. And the next day, I was kind of worthless. I did do work stuff, which I'm proud of, but then I went back to my hotel room with some crappy Chinese food, and I watched approximately 5 hours of the television program Bones.
Because it was on TV.
It was a marathon on BBC America. 2 nights previously, I had watched a couple hours of Law and Order because there was a marathon on BBC America, which was the only station that I could get that was worth a damn. I then came home to Atlanta and continued watching Bones. And I've pretty much only watched Bones for the last, I guess it's been like a week and a half or 2 weeks. It's bringing me so much joy.
Oh, good.
It is the stupidest show. No, that's not true. It's not the stupidest show I've ever watched because I watched Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, that's a stupid show.
But there's something about the show, it's deeply problematic in a lot of ways because from the early aughts when we didn't know any better, or we should have known better. I'll put it that way. But I like that it all wraps up by the end. Like, you know that they're going to solve the crime.
It's like a Monster of the Week.
And that Bones and Booth are going to will they, won't they, the whole time. And everybody is so nice. And I've been having the best time watching this show. And I started listening to the actress who plays Bones, Emily Deschanel, and another actress from the show are doing a recap podcast where they're watching every episode and
cute,
talking about it. But the 2 people who are running this podcast are best friends. And so they just detour into the most random things.
Who would do such a thing?
And then, so listening to this podcast, I'm like, oh. That's cute. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it's like to listen to our podcast.
Cute.
But it's been delightful, and I highly recommend revisiting your late 90s, early 2000s favorite television programs if you're having a bad day. Because I do think some of them won't make you happy.
Yeah.
But some of them will, and I think it's kind of nice. And revisiting those things as an adult is it's a whole new perspective on all of it, and it's just, I don't know. It's nice.
Comfort watch.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a comfort watch, and I've been having a great time.
Good.
Yeah.
Emily Deschanel.
Emily Deschanel, yeah, and David Boreanaz are the leads.
It's him. Oh,
yeah.
Cute.
And then there's a bunch of people you never saw anything else ever.
Yeah.
And it's great. Bones. Get you some.
My third thing is Baba Ganoush.
Hey.
I love it.
That's good. I recently was diagnosed with high cholesterol, elevated cholesterol. So I am going after a diet that Mark Bittman has promulgated.
I love Mark. I was
He's
looking at
great.
him
So I'm
today.
trying to eat plant-based 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch.
Today he convinced me not to make a poached egg, just make a boiled egg.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and eat a lot of fiber during the day and then still have whatever I want for dinner.
Love it.
And that cuts out 2/3 of bad eating. Not that I'm a horrible eater, but I just have genetic high cholesterol, I guess. But I've been going to the DeKalb Farmers Market, and they have so many good prepared salads and whatnot.
I was told very recently by dear friends of ours that the DeKalb Farmers Market has really, really good pesto.
Oh, interesting. Oh, over there by like the salmon and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, near the pizza dough.
Yeah, I like it.
Anyway.
To check that out. So yeah, baba ganoush. I love eggplant. I love tahini. I love lemon. It all just with some chips.
Also, to our listeners, if you ever find yourself in Atlanta, get yourself over to the DeKalb Farmers Market.
It's heaven.
Highly
Haley's
recommend.
mom always wants to go. It's like
She
part of
loves it.
any trip to Atlanta. You got to take Haley's mom.
This is part of my next good thing, but I took my family there when they were in town.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
We were there on a Saturday.
It's like so everyone
Nightmare.
thinks it's a farmer's market, and it's not.
It's not. It's a world market.
It's a grocery store that's indoors that has amazing deals on everything.
And sometimes not deals, but they're like stuff you can't get anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has
so it's-
everything.
You can
Yeah.
buy cheese curds there. You can buy any fruit or vegetable exists that's there. They like pack their own nuts. And
Every
They have
spice.
a bakery.
every
They
spice.
have
The
like
spice alone is worth it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The bakery is really good.
I bought
Yeah.
a bucket of hummus when I was there. It was
Yeah,
so good.
It's so
A
good.
bucket of hummus.
A bucket of hummus.
They have a curry chicken salad that's really good.
Ah, so
Yeah.
good. Anyway.
It is good. I like their prepared lasagnas too.
Ooh,
Take and bake lasagna. I got a butternut squash lasagna
sounds
last winter. It was delicious.
I bought one of their tiramisus and ate it in like 2 days, and it was not
The
small.
fruit tart is like their staple.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Okay, I a couple weeks ago I mentioned on my last happy things that Kevin and I went to Woolsey, Georgia to see our friends on their game show. And so my friend Rachel, also who coincidentally gave me the 1988 Southern Living book, Rachel hosted the watch party, and her dad has a antique store that was next door to where we watched the game show. So we went over there, and I got a sewing pattern from his antique store, and it's from 1987, and I fucking love an old pattern. I don't know why, but I just love that it's almost my age.
Probably the same reason I buy stemware from 1973.
There's something
Like,
fun about this thing. It's like flimsy fucking like paper, like very transparent tissue paper. That's what I'm trying to say. It's tissue paper. And like someone made a skirt with it 40 years ago almost. And I think it's neat. So anyway, I got the pattern, and all the pieces I needed were there, but it didn't have the instructions. And I was like, I can do this. I couldn't. Reader, I couldn't do it. So I was like, maybe I'll just buy another copy of it. But I went on Etsy, and someone was selling a copy of it. And I sent them a message, and I was like, hey, I bought this pattern at an antique store, but it didn't come with the instructions. Would you be willing to just sell me like photos of the instructions? You just take a few pictures and email them to me, and I'll pay you. And they just sent them to me. And they
Aw.
said, hope this helps. And just
that's
took
nice.
pictures of them and sent them to me. It was so nice.
I love when people's nice.
I couldn't get over it. I would have paid them $10 for a photo.
Oh,
And they were just like, here you go. And I was like, who, me? You're just giving this to me? I'm a stranger. It was really sweet. And so I've been having fun making the skirt and having instructions for how to make the skirt. So yeah,
That's awesome.
That's my fourth thing.
I love a nice stranger.
Hmm.
Everybody go out and be nice to a stranger.
Yeah.
smile at least.
Being nice on the internet. Whew.
It's
Nice to a stranger on the
Revolutionary.
internet.
I tell you,
Incredible.
one of my fallback good things today was being off social media because, wow, wow.
Mm-hmm. But what's a happy thing, Amy?
Okay, I have a couple I got to pick from. I will go with this. Last weekend, America had a couple of. They all banded together and we had some marches.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
We showed up and walked a really long way with some posters and held up traffic,
Hell yeah.
and it was lovely, and we had lots of people honking in support.
Yeah.
There were approximately 30,000 people at the Atlanta one,
Amazing.
which was really, really cool to see. And I was telling them about this, like I have been feeling really, I mean, this is not surprising, but I've been feeling really down and really isolated and really sad about everything. And it's just, yeah, I went with a friend and we marched down to the Capitol. We marched about 2 miles and we got down to the Capitol. We got to the place where you're supposed to gather and hear the speeches and stuff. And by the time we got there, it was completely full. Nobody could get in, which is good and bad. You know, it was really nice that there were that many people. But man, it was just feeling like, I know we didn't really do anything, but it felt good to get out and yell about
Yeah.
what's going on.
And see how many other people think the same
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
And like to see that other people are like, because it's really easy to sit around and just be like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, what's happening? And seeing that many people show up was really gratifying. And it just felt good to be a part of a community of people who are like, we don't like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was really, it was fortifying in a way.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah. And it was a really nice day that day. So.
oh good.
Good.
And I got to stop at CVS and buy something like we marched right by CVS and I bought a cold Gatorade.
Oh, the best.
I bet it tasted so
It's like
good.
the best thing that ever happened.
Hell yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and I found out today that another friend of mine was there and she had taken a picture of some posters. And she went up to me today. She was like, would you go to March? And I was like, yeah. She's like, what were you wearing? I was like, I was wearing this like pink jumpsuit thing. And she's like, you're in one of my pictures. She pulled out the picture and there I am, just like walking along in my little pink jumpsuit.
Your Greta Gerwig jumpsuit?
No, it was not. It was a different one. It was one that's breathable. It was very hot.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Yeah. No, yeah. It was hands off America. Gosh darn it.
Hell yeah.
Mine is not soul fulfilling, but
It doesn't have to be.
there is a video game that I'm playing that came out 2 months ago called Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it's about Sengoku era Japan, and you play as a black samurai and a female samurai, which is fun, or female ninja rather. So
Cool.
you just go around. I recently was enlightened on Reddit to a term. So it's an Assassin's Creed game, which means that you just kill people. But there's like plot lines and it's about revenge, but there's also little small moments where you get to like paint a deer or meditate. So it's cool like that. But there's a term in role playing games apparently when you just want to go kill people in a game, and it's called being a murder hobo. And I didn't know this, but that's what I do in the game, because you just get these like you get literal contracts for murder, and you just use like throwing stars and smoke bombs. It's fun.
Riding the rails and doing murder, throwing stars
In 1580s Japan, but you get to crawl up or climb up beautiful Japanese castles, so that's fun.
So when you're playing, I don't play video games. So when you're playing video games, like people talk about, because The Last of Us season 2 is about to come out,
Yes.
and people are like, I played this game, I know everything. So when you're playing these video games, there's like a narrative.
Yeah, so a lot of video games have cutscenes where they tell stories, and like it's literally like a 3-minute chunk of just like dialogue or things happening. And there's different types of video games. Like some are open world where you can just go run in any direction and do quests. But
Yeah, one time I spent 8 hours straight playing No Man's Sky.
exactly, and that's a very fun open world, open planet game.
I didn't go to the bathroom. It was terrible.
But some video games, you're a little bit open, but they put you on a path, and there's like different things that the character has to do for you to progress. So
Remember Choose Your Own Adventure?
yeah, that's what an open world video game is basically.
We should get those again.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say that I have another Instagram account on my list.
Hey, I love Instagram.
Listen, whatever brings you joy, man.
It's Letters of Note, which I know Amy, you told me about years ago.
I love that Instagram account.
Well, there's a particular post, so it'll have historical letters, and oftentimes they have something to do with the date. You know, it'll be like 100 years ago, Virginia Woolf sent this letter or
Oh,
whatever.
nice.
So there was a little roundup of choice lines from letters that Charles Darwin wrote when he was out exploring. And they're very funny, and I oftentimes feel that I identify with them. I abhor the sea and all ships which sail on it. That was in a letter to his sister in August 1836. I hate a barnacle as no man ever did before. I am very tired, very stomachy, and hate nearly the whole world.
I remember reading that Barnacle one. It was so good.
I got 2 more. I am very poorly today and very stupid and hate everybody and everything.
Oh,
Same girl.
Poorly.
Same girl.
The last one is so good. I hate myself. I hate clover and I hate bees.
That feeds right into my next one.
oh yeah.
Is this our last round?
Yeah.
All right, go.
So my family came to visit last weekend, and I love a family visit. Steven and them came up. Hey, Steven.
Your brother Nim.
Your mom.
brother and them, my mama and them, came up, and I love hanging out with them because I get a little I get to know what's going on with them, which is great.
And the youth too.
And the youth, I have some youth correspondents in my nieces. They tell me what the youths are up to when I can get them to answer a question. They're 14. They can't be bothered.
No.
So these are the things that are making me happy. My brother got beehives,
Aw.
and he's become a bee guy.
Incredible.
So he's
On Wilmington Island, just
on Wilmington. He's got some bees on Wilmington Island, and he is so pumped about this. And he got the outfit, like the beekeeper outfit.
Yeah, he got the look.
He got the look. His look is great, and he is so excited about those bees, and I am really excited about having honey from his bees.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so cute just watching him talk about his bees. My mom was here. She's been cleared to play pickleball.
Oh, good.
Which we're all very excited about. Mom is in her 80s, and she is a pickleball she'll kick your ass. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
She's very good at pickleball. She has a heart thing, so she's been told she couldn't play, but now she can play. Very
yeah.
excited. And my nieces are doing their thing. Bridget's good at track, and Evelyn sent me her manuscript of her book that she wrote. She's very pumped about it, and I am just delighted that and my sister-in-law recently beat breast cancer, so she's plotting her I want to go to the beach and wear a bathing suit trip. And like, so she's pumped about that. And it was just so great to be around my family and everybody's fucking thriving. And it was just delightful to get updates and hang out with them. And I took them to DeKalb Farmers Market.
Yeah.
They were entirely overwhelmed,
Yeah,
which
it's a
I
lot.
understand.
What time of day did you go?
We went in the middle of the day on a Saturday.
Nope.
No.
It was a nightmare. And we went to a bookstore and it was great. We had
Middle of
the
the day on
best-
Saturday.
So I'm still kind of like riding the high of them coming up. Did I want them to leave? Yes.
Yeah.
But also we had a great time.
Fish and visitors, etc.
Family. That's it.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm trying to think which one I should go with. I'll go with the inspiring one. My sister has a new job that she's really good at, and my sister has a horrible fear of flying. But for her new job, she has to fly.
Oh.
So on Monday, I'm flying with her from Atlanta to Dallas
Oh.
so that we can go to Dallas and she can help run this event. And I'm going to just hang out in the hotel room and like swim and work, I guess, remotely. But
Cute.
she is so nervous. She's asked me so many questions. Like, she hasn't flown since 2007.
Oh, wow.
She's an incredible fear, and I love to fly. So, and also, she's meeting me in the Atlanta airport because she's coming from Savannah.
I mean, to make your debut flight out of the Atlanta airport that's like advanced.
yeah, well, so part of it is she only has a 40-minute layover, and the Atlanta airport is very big. So I'm going to meet her at her gate, wherever she lands. And because it's Delta, thank God, hopefully it's going to be the same terminal.
She's flying in from Savannah?
Yeah, but
It won't be that
Savannah-
far away,
But
yeah.
but Savannah is like one terminal.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Like you walk into the Savannah airport and the like the little area before you get to the security gate it's laid out like Savannah squares.
Yeah.
Like the squares in Savannah.
Oh.
It's cute. Adorable. And then it's got like 3 gates.
Yeah. But the funny part is my sister's flying first class because her company is Ballin.
Okay.
And I'm in steerage. So I'm like, I guess if you get nervous, squeeze somebody else's arm. I don't know. But
She'll be fine in first class.
she keeps asking me questions like, Haley, will it go completely vertical? I'm like, no, it's like a 20-degree angle at best, babe.
Completely vertical?
And then she's like, already packed her bags. And she's like, and this can go above your head? I was like, yeah, babe.
I wonder if she's going to feel better because I used to be such an anxious flyer and now I'm just like, meh.
I hope so because she gets to go to like a couple of cool cities soon.
Yeah.
And if she can't hack it, it's going to be not great. But I'm hoping that I can help allay some fears.
So this is the first time she's flying, and then after that, should be on her own.
Yeah. Her husband's going with her in May to Nashville. But she can go to Hawaii with this company, which is good.
That is so sweet of you to fly with her.
I know. So I get a free hotel room because she's the event planner, which is great. So it was like $150 for me to get a Dallas ticket. So.
Dallas.
And I had a friend, my friend Noah, used to live in Dallas for his residency, and like there's like a cool theater and a cool bar next door. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
yeah. So that's fun.
That's cool.
Mine is silly. I saw the other day on the internet the video of Tom Holland doing Umbrella.
Every
and
time
it's
it comes
fucking
up, I watch the whole
Evergreen.
thing.
I watched
Every
it
time.
75 times.
Every
and
time.
then I realized that was shortly before he and Zendaya started
Yeah.
dating. And I was like, listen, girls want pockets and men who do this.
That's still the deal.
Her face during that video.
I know.
I know. You could tell.
They
You
could
could tell it was coming.
Listen, if you are a heterosexual man and you're like, how do I get one of the most beautiful women in the world to love you? That's how you do it.
He
That's how you do it.
won her that day.
And the thing I love so much about it is that it's not drag, you know? There's no caricature.
He's being
There's
Rihanna.
He's just portraying Rihanna honestly and accurately, and it is so fucking good. And I remembered when I watched it that I read an interview with him, I guess maybe when it was, when it first came out, and he said that he originally wanted to do it in stilettos, but he was like, it's not safe. Like because he does a backflip at the end, and he was like, it's just not safe for me to do a backflip in stilettos in water. And so he had to like talk himself out of it because he knew it was dangerous. But he was like, it's really what my heart wanted to do, was to do it in stilettos. It's so good. I love how he just fucking goes for it, and it's great.
I mean, he goes for it.
And that's how you get the girl, man.
If anybody listening has not seen this,
It's so good.
immediately go Google Tom Holland, Rihanna, or whatever.
And Rihanna loved it too.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Before that video, I didn't really have any thoughts on him except for like always kind of milquetoast. But now I love him.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's Spider-Man. He's a cute
We
little
were
fella.
like,
whatever.
oh, he has a personality. There it is.
When he like hits the ground.
That's it.
Dude, throwing
I
that
said
water.
exactly that to Kevin. I said something about the way he's swinging his
Yeah.
arms is what really just like makes my heart swell. I'm like, this man is
Yeah.
fucking, he's going for it.
Yeah.
Like he ate and left no crumbs before we even knew to say that. It's so good.
It's what? Iconic.
Yeah. It was so good.
Iconic. It's so good. Are we done?
Yeah, that was it.
And now
That's
we're
what's
happy.
making us.
I mean, I
happy.
could read some of my side happies.
Why don't we go eat?
Yeah,
but
let's
let's
eat.
go eat.
We're gonna have number 6 for all of us. We're gonna have
Best dinner ever.
drinks and snack dinner on our deck until it gets too loud because the highway is back there and we move to the front porch.
The river.
It's the ocean.
The ocean here.
Yay.
Those speedboats. Deck drinks. All right, friends. Hope something. Hope there's 5 things or more
If you
making
guys
you
have-
happy.
If you guys have happy things, let us know.
I would love
I wanna
to
hear
read
them.
all of them.
We want to hear all about them.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl. A hilarious podcast